Hello and welcome to the recap for October of 2016. I had to think there for a moment, because it's always 1 month back, so the rambling starting early today. And before we get into things, let me welcome 24 new subscribers to the channel. So hello and welcome. I hope you're all enjoying your stay here and that you're enjoying what I do. And that actually brings up the total subscriber count to just over 200. So that's another pretty big milestone that I'm very happy about. So I'm happy that we cracked that, basically. And let's hope that the trend will continue this way. Yeah, okay. Overall, I can say that this month has been really, really good in terms of the overall development, I think. So, already said 24 new subscribers. It's a little bit lower than last month or the month before that, so September, which were 29, but it's still a really good growth. It's a steady growth. It's been that way for 3 or 4 months now. Sometimes I just got 5 or 10 at max, and now it's over 20 per month steadily, and once even getting close to 30. So that's really, really good. And I'm very happy with how things are developing right now, and I hope they will just get better from here on out. And overall, it's not only it's not dead subscribers. I can say that much definitely, because if I look at the view time, so the actual minutes watched, which, as I've pointed out in previous videos, is sometimes not that conclusive because it all depends on how long the videos are. But if you average those over a month, basically, it still should even out somewhat. And September, we were at about 67,000 minutes, I think. And this month we are at 80,000. So that's 13,000 more, and that's a lot. And that with only, I think, about 200 views more. So the people that are watching are sticking around longer and watching more, basically. So I'm pretty happy about that. And the only other figure that I've learned by heart is in September we had about 220 likes overall, and this month has been 300. So that's also it. Apparently, I noticed that people are getting more active. I'm getting more and more comments on a regular basis on all of my Blood Bowl videos, on all of the Mortam videos. There's always people commenting now, and sometimes there were videos where I didn't get any comments, but now usually there's 2 to 4 people that are commenting on almost every video, and that's pretty awesome. So thank you all very much for basically being part of the community and being active there. I'm really happy about that, and I hope that will only grow from now on out. Yeah, so that is it for the numbers portion, I think. So let us move on to the current standings of the different gaming series and what I will do in the future. So let us start with the game that I usually always have open here, so Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl is steadily increasing, and I still think it's one of the, or pretty much the biggest income of views in on the channel. It's probably on par with More Time. It's hard to differentiate there because the video length is different, and I'm doing more Blood Bowl than More Time. But I think they're somewhat equal, but I think Blood Bowl has a little bit of a leg up by now. So my 3 teams that I'm playing in the Cablevision Open League, so the Lizardmen, Skaven, and Orcs, are doing fine for the most part. If you've watched my last videos, you know what happened to the Lizardmen and the Skaven, and only the Orcs are unscathed for now, but that might change too in the future. But I'm still very happy with how they're doing, and we're actually somewhat nearing the end of the Lizardmen and the Skaven. I'm aiming for 50 matches there still, and we're at over 40 on both of them by now. So it might, at the end of the year at the latest, we will get to some voting to replace the teams and start something new there. But aside from these 3 teams, I am of course also putting out my matches in both of the leagues that I'm playing it. So the Rekev League, which we started here on this channel, is in its 3rd season, and there I'm in 1st place currently, so I'm nothing else to say there. I'm really happy about that. and it's looking really good. And then also the G-Man League, which is the European branch of the now newly called Rebel, so the Reddit Blood Bowl League. And there I'm in second, and still unbeaten. So I'm pretty happy about that. It's pretty cool, and I'm very I like what I can do there, and that it's working, and it's a lot of difficult matches in both leagues, and I'm enjoying it a lot because it's a competitive system, and there's really good players in both leagues, and it's just a lot of fun to play on that level again. Because as we all know, in the Cole, the Cablevision Open League, the average skill level is mixed. So there's some good matches and some bad matches. It's nice to basically always be challenged, and I'm really happy about that. And I'm looking forward to playing more in both of them, and hopefully keep continuing to do well. So yeah, I'm also streaming the league matches, and that is usually working out fine. It depends on who else is streaming, so if one of the bigger Blood Bowl streamers is also streaming at the time, I pretty much get maybe 2 viewers or 3, but if none of them are, or it depends on the time and day, of course, as well. I did get up to 20 or 30 viewers at some point, I think, already, so I'm pretty happy about that. That's been progressing very nicely as well. And I have a lot of fun doing so, and I do have a webcam by now, so I might start doing streams with webcams, because why else would I have used it? And I might start to use it for these recaps as well, and start to do them a little bit differently, but we'll see. But that is something that will show up in the future, I promise, once I can actually convince myself to use it, basically. Okay, I think that covers it for the Blood Bowl portion. So in More Time news, there's some stuff, some good and some bad, because if you remember last time I was talking about, I was considering ending More Time at some point, but since actually saying that, the activity and the viewing on my More Time videos has picked up significantly again. So there is a community there, and I'm happy about everybody that is commenting there and is following me in what I do. So I think I'm going to keep More Time alive longer than I had planned a month ago. And there is the new warband out now, so the Undead, which I'm going to play as well. So we do have a lot of content before us still, before More Time might see its end. So for the foreseeable future, I will continue with More Time. And the unfortunate stuff was, if you've watched my latest update video on More Time, you know that I lost my Witch Hunter warband, not because I failed a mission or anything. The save file just is gone. It got overwritten by the Sisters of Sigmar warband, apparently, so I have them twice, and the Witch Hunters are just gone. So I'm currently still in the process of replaying the Witch Hunters, which is why this week, when this video comes out, there will be no More Time videos, because I just am not there yet. But we will pick up there soon again, as soon as I'm done, and I'm close to getting back to where I was, because I put a lot of effort and time into that, and when I'm recording I can usually play a little bit faster, and so it worked out. It's still a lot of hours that I had to put in there over the weekend, but I'm almost there. And I also put up a vote if I should play the Undead Warband, and so far only 4 people have voted. So I assume, because I only included 2 options, a lot of people probably don't care, because the 2 options were, should I only do Witch Hunters, or should I do 2 videos Witch Hunters and 1 Undead? And all of those were for the latter option, so going for 1 Undead video as well. If I had included a 3rd option, which would have been I'm fine either way, probably, or maybe more people had voted, because they probably just don't care what I play, as long as they maybe get to see me play. At least that's what I hope. So either way, I'm happy with the result there so far. I would have been fine either way as well, because I would have just started the Undead after finishing the Witch Hunters. But that way I can do both. It's going to slow down the progress on both of them, of course, but it's nice. So I'm happy about that. And that means I will start an Undead Warband soon as well. But first I need to get the Witch Hunters back to their current standing. Yeah. And that covers more time, I guess. So we can move on to the smaller series that I've been doing, and I think this shows how much the view time is important, because I finished, or how much it says that the view time has gone up actually, because I finished with Battlefield Gothic Armada, and I've been playing Bastion. And I know there's only about 3 or 4 people maybe that have been watching Bastion actually, and there were more that have been watching Battlefield Gothic Armada. So even though I started this new series with an indie game that's 5 years old or something like that, view time is still good because the other series have just been picking up there. And I have played through Bastion completely already. I've pretty much I was finished with the game before I started uploading it, or before I started releasing it, because it's a game where I can do that, I think, where I'm not too dependent on feedback like in More Time, where you get names in and requests in and all that stuff. I think in a game like this, I tried it out and it worked out, and I had the time at the time. That's a weird way to say this, but I can't think of a better phrase. So I just played it through in one sitting, basically, or not in one sitting, but in 2 or 3, but over the course of 2 or 3 days. So I was finished there, and I had a lot of fun, and I've already finished the next game as well, so I can already spoil this here. So after Bastion is completed, I am playing Inside, and actually before Bastion I played Limbo, so even that. But Limbo was only 2.5 weeks because it was 5 episodes, and Limbo was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. Bastion, it was pretty awesome as well, but I have to say, out of these 3, Inside is probably my favorite so far. That game is so weird, but really, really good, and I enjoyed it a lot. And it's going to start off right when Bastion is finished, and will move through the beginning of December, because Inside is about 3 hours long, so I played it in 2 big chunks, basically, more or less. And I really can recommend that game. It's awesome, and I hope you will watch the playthrough and let me know what you think there. Yeah, so that is the short-term future plans, basically, and I think because I've talked about it last month, I should talk about XCOM. So my plan additionally was, when I stopped doing More Time, I would start doing XCOM again. But now that I've picked up on More Time again, and I decided to keep it going longer, I probably won't do XCOM soon. I still want to play it with the DLC, but I just don't have the time. So if I'm at some point just don't do any game anymore, I might start another XCOM series there, but I have so many games that I still want to play, and I've already played XCOM, so it's hard for me to say no to the games that I haven't played yet and still want to play, in favor for XCOM, which I've already played. So it's a difficult decision, and right now I just think I'd rather do more different stuff and diverse stuff than go for another XCOM series, which will take a long time. And I like what I do right now with the shorter games that are, at least the last 3 were all 2 to 5 hours long, I think, or to 8 maybe. And I have some other stuff planned and in my head that I would like to play. And yeah, so one other thing that has happened, so there is a website called keymailer.co, which is basically a platform for YouTube creators or Twitch players or streamers to put yourself on there and get certified, so to speak. So you get a ranking and how important you are, basically, and how much it depends on subscriber count and videos and all that stuff. And then you can request Steam keys from developers directly. It doesn't just give you the key; they still have to approve you, but it's a chance to get a key. And I requested one key from a game called Grave Matters, if I'm not mistaken, which is basically a twist or a take on Minesweeper, I think. If The thing is, I haven't played it yet. They granted me the key, but I haven't gotten around to recording it yet. But I will do that because I don't want to redeem it and then I'll play it. That would be not the way it's supposed to be. So that is something that will come out in the near future as well, maybe as once per week special thing that I'm going to check out. And I hope that will like the game. I've requested some other keys as well, but I haven't heard back there yet because it's also for bigger games and more popular games probably. So, for example, Space Hulk Deathwing is one of them, and I doubt that I will get one there, so I might just buy it at some point because I know that a lot of my Nero group, so Game Night and the entire More-Time YouTube League, or a lot of them, want to play that game, and it's a 4-player cooperative game, so chances are we are going to do some collaborations there and work together and play together. And looking forward to that. There are no immediate plans yet, but there is at least some theoretical stuff. We all want to play that, so we're probably going to. It's a matter of time zone difference because a lot of them are in North America, but Game Night and I, for example, are in Europe, so I'm definitely going to play it with him, I think. But we'll have to wait and see if we can get others in there as well. That's at least what I assume. We haven't talked about it specifically yet, but it's basically a 4-player first-person shooter survival game in the Warhammer 40k universe, where you're playing Space Marines. I'm not sure if they're all librarians. That was the description, I think. But I think they're basically Space Marines with diverse weaponry, and you fight through space hulks, which means you get nice Gene Stealer cults, so Tyranids, and all that fun stuff to deal with. And I think also chaos and stuff. I'm not sure about the enemy options yet, so it's the biggest antagonists or enemies that are featured there are the Gene Stealers, which is Tyranids. And it looks really fun. And I think the cooperative aspect will be very interesting. And I like playing with Game Night and the others that I've worked together with before. So I'm really looking forward to that. And that might come after Limbo, not after Limbo, after Inside. But it might also just be an extra thing because as I've said, we haven't talked specific yet, so I can't really say it in what capacity it will show up. But the plan is to play that, so I hope you will check that out, and I hope it will be fun. It's as always, as we've seen with No Man's Sky and other games, the hype is big and real, and it can also let you down quite a bit. And it looks really good from what we've seen, but the question is if it plays the same way, and we can't say that yet. It's supposed to come out, I think, at the end of November at some point, so there's still a few weeks left before we will find out how good that game is. Yeah, so not too much rambling today. This time I think I actually covered most of the bases, and I'm pretty happy with all of this once again. But I think for now we can come to an end, and I'll talk about my future game plans in the next video, because I do still have some games on my radar that I would like to play and that I've bought in anticipation of maybe playing them, but it's always the maybe. But if they're on sale, I might as well go for them and have them if I want to. So either way, this is where we're going to end the recap video for today. Once again, thank you all very much, and so much actually, for still watching what I do here. I don't know why you do, but I'm happy and I like you for it. And yeah, I hope that you will continue to do so. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you once again enjoyed my ramblings. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, and if you want to see me do more stuff on YouTube, just stick around. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope that you tune in next time, and have a nice day. Bye.